In December 2024, something happened that could only be described as a gaming miracle: the incredible success of Marvel Rivals. Not only did it manage to survive in a genre that's already oversaturated, the hero shooter, but it actually took over, beating all of its competitors. It caused a huge drop in player numbers across other games and attracted millions of new players. But how did it pull this off? In this video, I'll break down the main reasons and key factors that helped rDiegz's new title capture the attention of so many people. The first and most obvious factor is that it's a Marvel game, the most powerful superhero brand in the world. This gives it a huge advantage over the competition. Unlike many other new titles, players are already familiar with the characters, their powers, and their personalities. That made it much easier for people, even those who don't usually play these types of games, to get interested and jump in. The Marvel brand also gives the game a strong base of lore. It already has everything it needs: characters, powers, skins, maps, pretty much all the core elements of the game. Take, for example, Spider-Man's legendary No Way Home skin or Doctor Strange's portal ability. The Marvel Rivals roster also includes lesser-known characters, which sparked curiosity among players who wanted to learn more about their origins. A great example is Jeff the Land Shark. He started off as an unknown character at launch, but quickly became one of the most popular heroes in the game, and even gained visibility in the Marvel brand itself. This shows that while having the Marvel name helps, it's not the only reason the game is successful, especially considering the current state of the MCU, which isn't the powerhouse it used to be and is often met with criticism. The second key factor is gameplay. It's incredibly immersive. It makes you feel like you are the character you're playing. You start thinking like them. For example, Loki, who's part of the strategist class, really makes you feel like a trickster. You use clones to fool enemies, go invisible, and even transform into other heroes for a short time. The game also offers a wide range of characters. Some require a lot of skill, like Black Panther, whose complex kit is based on dashes and cooldown refreshes. Others are more beginner-friendly, like Scarlet Witch, who has auto-aim on her main attack and a simple kit. That said, what really sets Marvel Rivals apart from other games isn't just the range of difficulty, it's the balance. The game follows the philosophy, if everyone's strong, then everyone's equal. This creates a flexible and constantly shifting meta, where team strategy and creativity really shine. Which brings us to the third key factor: team composition. Like most hero shooters, Marvel Rivals has three main classes: tanks, who absorb damage and protect the team; DPS, who deal damage and defend the backline; and strategists, who heal and support the group. In most games, the standard team composition is 2-2-2, 2 players per class. But in Marvel Rivals, even in competitive mode, you're free to choose any composition you want. This makes each match feel different and rewards strategic thinking. Let's say you're losing halfway through a game. You could swap a tank for a DPS to go more aggressive. Or if you're winning and want to hold your lead, you might swap a DPS for a healer to strengthen your defense. All of these choices wouldn't be possible with a fixed team setup, and without them, the game would quickly feel repetitive and boring. You might be thinking, but aren't all hero shooters like this? Actually, no. In Overwatch, one of the most famous hero shooters, there's a role queue. That means players choose their role before the match starts, and once the game begins, they're locked into it. This limits flexibility and, even worse, makes queue times longer, which leads us to the next point. The fourth factor is queue time. Since the launch of Marvel Rivals, matchmaking has been incredibly fast, almost instant, which surprised many players. Another small but important detail is that you can actually play while you wait, thanks to modes like Training Ground and Doom Match. All of this keeps the game's pace fast and engaging, reducing downtime and making players less likely to switch to another game. But queue speed isn't the only external factor that keeps players coming back. That brings us to the fifth factor: proficiency. If you don't know what proficiency is, it's a point system tied to each character. By completing specific goals multiple times, you earn rewards like sprays, KO prompts, and, at the highest level, Lord, a special icon that shows off a more cinematic version of the character. Beyond the satisfaction of unlocking rewards, there's also a psychological effect. Having the Lord icon makes you feel superior to other players who don't have it. It's like a badge of honor that, right or wrong, signals that you're better. This feeling is so powerful that many players spend hours just to earn that icon. Some even try to reach Lord level with every character in the game. And considering that it takes around 20 hours to max out a single hero, and there are 38 heroes in the game right now, that adds up to nearly 700 hours of gameplay, not including time spent in menus. And now, factor number 6, the state of other games. The release period of Marvel Rivals was no coincidence. At that time, the state of its competitors was already weak. This allowed NetEase's title to draw entire communities from other games. The most obvious example is Overwatch. Not only did it suffer from low player trust due to constant broken promises, but during that period, Blizzard's title was also at the center of a heated discussion about its gameplay format, specifically 5v5 or 6v6. The debate had reached a boiling point. Overwatch tried to please its community with multiple test modes to understand which format was more appreciated. Marvel Rivals, on the other hand, already featured a 6v6 format, and it immediately caught the attention of all those players who were unhappy with 5v5 and disappointed by the limited-time 6v6 tests. However, Overwatch wasn't the only example. Other titles like Apex Legends were also impacted by the arrival of Marvel Rivals, due to their own issues. The Battle Royale/hero shooter hybrid from Respawn had been facing several problems for a long time, problems the community frequently pointed out, but that were never properly addressed. The first issue was the game's greedy cosmetic system, especially during events. In Apex Legends there was a special item called the Heirloom. It was a melee weapon, exclusive to certain characters, that served no purpose other than being visually unique. The cost of these items was $160 during events. Alternatively, players could try to get them for free by finding heirloom shards, a game currency used exclusively to unlock these weapons. The chance of finding these shards in loot boxes was less than 1%, and players were only guaranteed to get them after opening 500 packs. Clearly, the price for these cosmetics was excessive, and the community often complained. Marvel Rivals, in contrast, has always offered affordable prices for its cosmetics and doesn't include items with such low drop chances. Now, let's talk about the state of Apex when Marvel Rivals launched. Apex Legends was in the middle of Season 23, one of the most frustrating seasons in terms of gameplay. Due to certain character imbalances, the support class received very impactful buffs. This made one of the game's most appreciated mechanics, the low time to kill, almost disappear. Fights lasted much longer, with teams constantly reviving each other, making the gameplay experience more frustrating overall. By late December, the first tournaments were supposed to begin, leading pro teams into the ALGS, the Apex Legends Global Series. However, due to the release of Marvel Rivals, some teams couldn't participate, as certain players chose to continue their careers in NetEase's new title. As a result, a few of the preparatory tournaments leading up to the World Championship had to be cancelled. These were the 6 key factors Marvel Rivals used to rise to success in such a short time and dominate the FPS scene. If you have questions or don't agree with what I've said in this video, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, see you next time.